Okay, excuse the mess, but this is the jacket. It's a vintage Levi's jacket. It's all packed up. You can see the label right there. And it's just beautiful indigo denim. Rachel packed this up nice and beautifully. And it is going to Japan. We paid $1.50 for it, and it sold for $5,700 and $22 shipping. So this is the third time I've tried to ship this, or she's shipped it twice. I came back to Texas, so now I get to help ship it. So she packed it really nicely. It's got a little enjoy the cool guy there. And this video, I'm going to do a one take showing me packing it and shipping it and taking it to the post office in this box so no one could ever claim that it was fake. So it is a textile, so it doesn't really have to be super tight in here, but we will still add some of this. We have some extra paper over here. There we go. Jacket's still in there. No funny business going on. I'm not a scammer. I want this guy to be happy. It's the biggest sale I've ever had, and I need some tape. Yep, tape. All right. Excuse the mess. It's the weekend. I've been in Florida, but I don't know what I did. Oh, they're over here. They're in there, in the bottom shelf. All right, so we have the customs little flap thing. We got 3 pieces of customs paperwork. I'm gonna sign it and date it. I don't know if you can see all that. Homie's address is on here. I'm probably gonna blur that out for the video. And we have to include this thing called an ITN number, which is this number right here. Oops. 20. I think I got to put that on 3 pieces of paper, so bear with me. And the ITN was something that gave me issues the first time. I had reached out to Etsy, asked them if there was any other precautions I needed to do in order for this to safely get to Japan and for me not to get scammed. And they were like, "Yep, just send it like a normal package." And that's what I did. I sent it like a normal package. It got stuck in customs in Chicago, and then it got kicked back to Texas. And mind you, this whole time, this sale, I was in Florida, and Rachel had to do all of this paperwork that we really didn't know how to do. Or there was no paperwork at first because Etsy told us just to send it. So that was a mistake. And it kicked back. So did a little bit of research, found out that when you're exporting something, technically when you're shipping something overseas, it's considered an export, and it's over $2,500. You have to do a exemption form. So that took some research, and the exemption form is all online. It's a little complicated if you have never done it before, but it wasn't too bad overall when I'm looking back at it now. 20190. I'm gonna cut this out and tape it on just in case.
Can I not press on the dinosaur right now?
You can do whatever you want. I'm doing this. I can help you do it when I get back. Just in case they can't read my handwriting, I'm gonna tape the ITN number on top of it, because this has been a major pain in the butt. So the second time we shipped it, I had asked Etsy, well, since the first time I shipped it, you guys gave me bad information on what to do, and it cost me $160 because shipping plus $5,000 worth of the costs you about $158 for this type of package on the Etsy platform. Well, the customer service rep, he told me to reuse the label, and I thought to myself, well, that doesn't sound right, because do you still have the old label anywhere, or did you throw it away? They sent it back. They stamped it, do not reuse label, and I was asking the Etsy guy, or I think I mentioned it to the Etsy guy, they stamped do not reuse label, and he said, oh, you reused the label, you haven't used it yet. And I said, okay. So we reused the label, and I went online and I did the proper customs forms, and it went back to Chicago, and then it got kicked back. And we didn't really know why it got kicked back until today. Oh, where'd the old ones go? What the heck? Yeah, the ones I just ripped out. Oh, they're over here. So we got a nice return to sender. The customs export is good. Return to sender, because we reused the label. We did exactly what Etsy told us to do, and they kicked it back, costing the buyer another week and a half, because it's already been 2 weeks, I think. More than 2 weeks of it being in transit. It cost him another couple freaking weeks, days, whatever. And it's now April 6th, and we're taking it to the post office for the third time. I don't think I need anything else. Got the shipping, got the package. Whew. So I'm doing this video as proof of me taking it to the post office. And I again apologize for it being all one take. Hopefully there's not too much wind. But that's just how I'm gonna have to do it. And there was a mix-up with Etsy. They wouldn't let me buy FedEx. Like, I'm shipping it through USPS, International Priority, whatever. And there was a mix-up through FedEx, not allowing me to print it on Etsy. Or Etsy didn't allow me to use FedEx to print it, or whatever. So I couldn't ship it FedEx. And retrospectively thinking, I probably would go with FedEx, or go with, don't tell me I brought the wrong keys. And I brought the wrong keys. So we're gonna take the van. In retrospect, I wish I would have taken it, or I wish I would have used FedEx or UPS, because they're like a professional shipping broker or whatever. But I opted to go a little bit cheaper and try to use USPS. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's a short drive to the post office. So while we drive there, maybe I'll tell you about where I found the jacket. Because a lot of people aren't going to believe me that this is real. There's going to be a lot of YouTube trolls. A lot of people thumbsing it down, saying that it's fake news. But I assure you, this is 100% real. I bought this from a yard sale for $1.50. I was working as a contractor in northern Arizona. I got invited by my friend Perry to go to St. George that weekend. And we went to St. George, or on our way to St. George, saw a yard sale sign. He said, hey, you want to stop at this yard sale? And I was like, not really feeling it. I said, nah, let's just keep going. But then I saw another yard sale sign after we turned the corner. And for some reason, that yard sale sign, like, I liked it better than the first one. And I said, yeah, let's just go to the yard sale. So we went to the yard sale. And all of this is in a video that I've already released called I Bought the Cheapest Biggie Levi's Denim in the World. And I will put a link to that video somewhere. But I'm going over this story again just because we're driving to the post office. So we stopped by this yard sale. It was clearly it was a fundamentalist Latter-day Saints yard sale. They are a break off from Latter-day Saints traditional Mormonism, where their leader is by the name of Warren Jeffs, or Jeff Warrens, or whatever his name is. And they are the polygamist. They're famous for being the polygamist group. So we're at this yard sale, and I see the Levi's jacket there. I pick it up, I look at it. It's very quality. I asked them how much it was. They said $1.50. I thought to myself, that's a score. I'm gonna get it. But I didn't know what exactly it was worth at that point. I knew it was worth some good money. I didn't know exactly how much it was worth, but we didn't have signal. Like, this is in the middle of nowhere, northern Arizona, so I didn't have any cell phone service. I couldn't really look it up. I've never found Biggie Levi's vintage denim before, so this was my first time. I've been looking for it for probably about 10 years at this point. Never found it until 4 months ago. The sale was great. I bought a couple pairs of Allen Edmonds. I think I got a vintage pair of Salvatore Ferragamo shoes. I don't know how these people had such quality footwear. I really don't. But I bought a couple pairs of shoes, and I bought the Levi's jacket. I also bought a cat trap for a feral cat that's been harassing the cats that are at my house that I was staying at, right? So bought a bunch of stuff there, and then we went to St. George. And on the way to St. George, as soon as I got signal, I started looking it up, realizing that this thing was from the 50s, I believe, because of just the style. It's a Type 2, it's very dark indigo, it's blanket lined, and it's really something that it's really pretty rare and desirable, especially in this condition. There really wasn't a set market that I went by. It was by strictly by looking up what's active, what's on Rakuten, and looking at other conditions, and just seeing what was out there, how I picked my price. And at this point, I didn't even know. I still thought it was maybe a $500 to $1,000 jacket until I got home and went back and started doing a lot more research on my computer. And then I figured out, okay, this thing is worth some pretty good money. The market's not really established. And I didn't list it actually immediately. I probably held on to it for maybe a month before listing it, because I just wanted to see if anything popped up on Instagram. Somebody reached out to me saying, like, a private buyer. I think I sent an email to Levi's seeing if they wanted it. I didn't want to sell it to a private seller immediately. I wanted it to be preserved maybe in like a museum, or Levi's could use it for marketing or whatever. So I held on to it for a while. And one weekend I decided to list it on Etsy rather than eBay, which a lot of people ask me why I listed it on Etsy, which I wanted to drive more traffic to my Etsy store. But having such a rare item in there, I thought that was a good way to drive traffic to my store. And I listed it because Etsy's fees are a little bit lower than eBay. eBay had a couple of these. Etsy didn't have any of them, so I pretty much there was no comparables on Etsy. It was like, yours is the only one there. And I figured if it's sold on Etsy, then I probably will have the largest sale on Etsy for vintage clothing in the history of Etsy. So that in itself had some value to me. Maybe Etsy would want to do an article about it. Maybe they would reach out to me. I don't know. But so that made me kind of want to list it on Etsy instead of eBay. And when I did the pictures for it, I didn't do anything special. I just chucked it on the ground, took some pictures of it, and I didn't even measure it because I did not measure it because I wanted shops to kind of let me, or like a reseller to completely expose themselves to me. Let me explain that a little bit better because that's pretty confusing. So by me not listing the measurements, anyone that was interested in it would not be the end user. Usually in the product chain, there's middlemen, right? There's the manufacturer, there's middlemen, and then there's the end user, the buyer. I wanted to skip all the middlemen and just get to the end user. And the end user is always going to want to know the measurements. So I listed it without measurements and had 2 people contact me the same day offering me or asking me what I would take. I had it listed, I think, for $4,000 or $5,000. And they asked me if I would take anything less. And I said, make me an offer. And they said $3,000. And I just kind of went back and forth with them and figured out that they were shops and then how much they were going to sell it for. They said they were going to make about $1,000 on it. So I just stuck to my guns and said, I just posted it. I'll wait and see. And we'll kind of see where it goes. So that's kind of, I have established, I knew it was worth at least $3,000 based off of that. And then I just continued to watch the market. One popped up on eBay for $6,200 and mine was still in a better condition. So I bumped my price up on Etsy for $7,200 and then just let it sit. About 4 months passed and then somebody reached out to me in Japanese. Etsy has a built-in translator, so I translated it and he wanted the measurements. And then I was like, yes, this guy is who I wanted to get. He's gonna pay the full price. He's not going through a middleman, he's going straight to me. And that's who I want to sell it to make my premium dollar. He asked me if I could make any discounts. I said, sure, we could probably do like 6,000. We initially agreed on 6,000, but some stuff happened to where he eventually said 5,700, and I was like, okay, that's fine. And we agreed on 5,700. And now I'm at the post office and dropping this package off for the 3rd time. Yeah. Oops. And hopefully they're okay with me filming. Thank you. Oh no, did I miss it? No! Are you kidding me? Saturday, Sunday closed. Okay, I gotta go to a different post office. So I have to go to a different post office and hopefully they will take it because the main post office is closed. So, oh my gosh. Just to make it even more freaking complicated for everybody. Where was I? Yeah, so we agreed on 5,700. I really didn't think anything would come of the initial messages because I don't know if he was just his probing for his own information or whatever. It was a brand new Etsy buyer, no feedback, no profile picture. He had to create a PayPal, fund his PayPal. That took in itself, I think, a week to a week and a half until he finally made payment. And at that point, when I got the notification, I was not even excited for it to sell because I was in Florida and the jacket was here in Texas. See, I drove to Florida in order to fly to Costa Rica for a bachelor party. And it was the worst timing ever for this whole jacket ordeal to go down because my wife had to get a box for it, had to pack it. She's never done like customs forms, which didn't really matter anyways because I messed it up twice, or Etsy gave me bad information. But I had to rely on her to do everything while she's working a job. So it's a pain in the ass to talk to this guy in Japan, translate it into English, communicate it to my wife, talk to Etsy about problems, and just get everything kind of coordinated while I'm in Florida, trying to figure out how to do customs forms after the first shipment got messed up, and then how to get a refund from Etsy, which they still won't give me. And it just became more of a headache than a celebration. And we still really can't celebrate because it has not gotten to Japan yet. Everyone on Instagram has been very supportive, very helpful. Everyone's been following and asking me what's going on with the jacket, and I've been providing updates as frequently as I can, which I appreciate everyone that has been following the story and supporting me and saying, oh man, I hope that it makes it. You really deserve this sale. I appreciate everything you've done for the resale community. No, I totally appreciate everyone that has reached out and just asked me about it and following the jacket drama on Instagram. But it's still not a complete sale until it gets past customs in Japan. The guy is happy and he leaves me a positive feedback on Etsy. The money actually already deposited in my bank account, so I don't even know what would happen if he just said he never got it, or if I never shipped it to him. Like, I don't know what Etsy would do, because my account, if I wanted to just ghost and shut down and leave and cancel all my bank accounts and credit cards, I don't know if that would completely scam Etsy or what. I would never do that, but I don't know what would happen if he did that, or if I would have done that. I don't know. But at this point, it probably would have, well, it definitely would have been faster for me just to drive to Japan than it would, for me to fly to Japan than it would be to mail this. Like, I could have literally flown to Japan, hand delivered it to the guy, and it would have been faster and a better experience and a really cool vlog. But obviously we're not doing that. We're shipping it and learning the ways of shipping something overseas that's over $2,500, how to do it through USPS. You can do it through FedEx, you can do it through UPS, it's a little bit easier. They'll do the paperwork for you. You pay a little bit more, and you pay a little bit more for their services and for the actual paperwork as well. But this entire experience I am very thankful for. As much of a headache as it has been, and my wife yelling at me, and me being frustrated with government exporting systems and losing my usernames and passwords, and Etsy giving me bad information, and me losing on my first shipping and waiting for the refund on the second shipping. All of this headache, I've learned a lot about import-export systems and how to actually do it, how it works in the US a little bit more. And with that information, I would like to kind of learn how to possibly import a car from Japan. I think that would be an amazing experience. So that's kind of the opposite. Obviously, I'm exporting and I would be importing, but it's kind of through the same systems and portals and somewhat the same amount of paperwork in order to import a car. So that's kind of my thought process. Rather than being frustrated and just super, I don't know, just sour at the system, I'm thankful for this experience. And if anyone wants a personal consult on something that they sell that's over $2,500, it's hard to Google the information because you really don't know what you're Googling. And I reached out to Etsy and they didn't really give me the right information. And I don't know if you reached out to eBay, if they would give you the right information either. But you're more than welcome to reach out to me on Instagram, and I will personally walk you through how to do this, how I did it, and hopefully you won't have to go through the same 1 month shipping mess with hundreds of dollars in wasted shipping and time and just frustration. I would be more than happy to share my experience, my 2 cents that I've learned from this with anybody, really. I don't have to know you. It's not a problem. Just reach out and I'll be more than happy to help. Where is this other post office? I think it's up here. A couple more lights. So I hope everyone's been having a good April. I haven't really been posting a whole lot on YouTube. I've been doing a Money Monday, a video every Monday about some sort of like money thing. And if this actually gets dropped off today, I will do a Money Monday video about the actual cost breakdown of every single cost of this jacket to show what our total profits are and the whole entire percent ROI, return on investment, and the net profit on it. But thanks for watching this far. If you haven't already, please give the video a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, welcome to the College Picker YouTube channel. Been buying and selling stuff for over 10 years, and it's been a journey, to say the least. And I'm coming up on the post office right here, so thanks everyone for bearing with this long, drawn-out video. I really do appreciate it. I figure it's the best way to, I don't know, protect myself with any amount of fraud or whatever. So, still got the package over here. Post office is hopefully open. I really hope we did it correctly this time. I really do. If it gets kicked out, and the buyer, I didn't even touch on this yet. The buyer has been so patient and so nice. Like, I really wish I could go to Japan and shake this guy's hand and see if he's like just this kind old man, or if he's like this hip, like Japanese denim collector that's like in his 20s or 30s. Like, this guy had some money to drop $5,700 on a piece of denim. So props to him. Like, big shout out to homeboy in Japan who bought this. And I really wish I could meet this guy and just apologize, because right now I probably look like a scammer, but he's been really patient, super patient with this whole process. Just asking me any update, like, it looks like it's coming back to you. And Japanese people are very, very kind. Yes, they're open. Oh my gosh. Hello. Doing well. Thank you guys for being open. I went to the other station and it was not.
Is it ready to go?
Yeah, everything's good. It's international.
Do you want the tracking number on the receipt?
Yes, please. That has been the biggest headache in my life. You have no idea.
What, this?
Yeah. It's been returned twice from customs.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
ITNs, declaration values, incorrect paperwork that I never knew how to do. And it's been a learning process.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
All right. Thanks.
Does it have a estimation when it's gonna get there?
Well, it's express mail, so it should be about 3 to 5 business days.
Okay.
So about a week.
So like Friday or maybe next Monday even. Cool.
Probably Friday.
Probably like sometime in July maybe. All right. Thank you so much. So that is that. Ugh. Get this out. That is that. Thank you everybody for watching. If you haven't already, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you want to see the breakdown on Money Monday, you're more than welcome to check that out. It'll be coming out in Monday, so a couple of days. So if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. And all the support, everyone on YouTube, everyone on Instagram for this sale. I do appreciate it, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.